Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
Did you miss a show? Download the podcast now.
Hey, it's Alina J. Spoiler alert, the Playhouse are going to ruin some movies for you. So if you haven't seen The Wrong Missy, A Star is Born, or Yesterday, and you want to see the movie and not have the ending spoiled for you, well, you might want to skip to 10 minutes in the podcast. Plus, is Tiffany Hadish a genius? Did she really just figure out a way to get rid of racial inequality? And what's the worst piece of advice that you got from your dad? All of this plus so much more is coming up in the Playhouse Podcast, which starts now.
Not here to tell you how great movies are or to give you any kind of movie, synopsis. We're here to just ruin movies.
I just think I don't put a lot of stock into somebody telling me if I should see a movie or not. I like to just see it on my own. We were inspired to do this because we were talking about It, the latest It. And I ruined the ending for you. You're welcome. I didn't want you to spend an ungodly amount of money to go see it or anything like that because it ends in the worst way possible.
How do they kill the clown again?
They yell at it. They yell at the clown with huge teeth, which is like quadruple the size of all of them combined. And then they berate it into a baby clown, and then they kill it. And it's like... you just had me sit there 2.5 hours, a baby clown.
Yeah. And they call it like stupid. They're like, you're not scary.
You're stupid. You're
lame.
Dumb.
And then it dies?
And then it's like this. No, don't say that.
Shut
like
up.
It's so small. And then his little teeth are like this. And then he's dead. I'm like, after all of that, thanks.
All right. So we're here to ruin movies.
Yeah.
Kylie, this is okay, by the way, with you?
That's the thing, too, is I don't think that anyone telling me how a movie went is really ruining it for me. It just makes me want to watch it more.
Wow. Really? So you're going to be completely into us ruining all these movies for you?
I am so into it.
All right. Then, Elena J., ruin a movie for us. Spoiler alert. What's the movie?
All right. I'm going to do The Wrong Missy. So it's on Netflix. It stars David Spade, and his name is Tim in the movie. So basically, he goes on a blind date with this woman named Missy. She's a little cray-cray, so he dips out on the date through a bathroom window. A couple months later, he's in an airport, runs into this hottie. They have the same carry-on bag, so they accidentally swap bags. So they go to board their plane. Well, they have the wrong ticket, so they can't get on the plane. So then they meet up, switch back their bags, have a drink, chat, hook up in a broom closet, separate because they have to go on their flights. They're like running, exchanging numbers, whatever. So then Tim decides, because he has to go on this Hawaiian vacation for work, he's like, yo, I'm going to text this hot Missy. They ended up having the same name. I'm going to text this hot Missy, have her come with me to Hawaii so that I can make my ex jealous because his ex works for the same company. Well, it turns out he texts the wrong Missy. So the cray-cray Missy shows up on the plane. David Spade Tim is like, what the heck just happened? So she goes all crazy at the retreat, finds out that Tim actually was supposed to text the other hot Missy. She gets upset, leaves Hawaii. Hot Missy, during this time, Tim has been texting her. Hot Missy shows up in Hawaii, but then Tim realizes he wants the crazy.
He likes crazy better.
He wants the cray-cray Missy.
So listen, I only saw up to the point of her, the wrong Missy, getting on the flight, and then he had the flowers. I only got to that part.
You missed out.
I missed all of that.
You need to watch it, though, because the girl who plays the cray-cray Missy...
she's amazing.
...is hilarious.
What, do you got to poop? All right, I do, too. I'm going to head out.
All right, Kat, you want to ruin a movie for... Is that it, basically? Then does he ends up hooking back up with the cray-cray Missy and lives happily on forever.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Kat, I know I could set the mood for you by doing... I never saw this movie.
You never saw Stars Born?
I never
Not
saw
even the
Stars
old one?
Born. The old one was Chris Christopherson and someone else, right? Like, it was that old 70s or 80s movie, right? I think I remember seeing...
Wasn't it 60s?
It might even been that. But I think I remember seeing, like, maybe 20 or 30 minutes on... there's that one TV station that runs all those old things, like Bonanza and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing part of it and going, this guy's beard is weird, and I checked out.
So, I thought he did a great job, but Lady Gaga killed it. She is a great actress. But I'm not going to do what Elena just did. I'm not going to give you a synopsis. I'm just going to say he kills himself in his garage at the end.
Oh.
Did not expect that. Hurt my heart. And then she has to do this like ballad at the end in front of everybody in
Without
his
him.
honor. And it's just like, oh,
Did she
gets you in the heart.
do a great job with the ballad though? Because I've always seen that, like whether it was people singing at famous funerals or something like that, and these people, like I'm like, how do you not break down? Like how can Elena? You're a singer. How do you power through something like that when your emotion is so high?
I don't know. I've had to sing for funerals. I had to sing at the funeral of my grandpa, and I just started crying.
Yeah. I think
It's
people
hard.
throw you a mulligan. Like Kelly Clarkson sang that song about her dad leaving when she was on AI. She was like a guest, and her voice cracked, and Jennifer Lopez was just like, I feel you. You're feeling your song.
When
But
people can power through something like that at a really, really traumatic time, I've never understood that. And some people, they do. Like, I'm trying to remember who sang. Was it Whitney Houston's funeral? And somebody sang, and they just powered through it. And I was like, what? How could you ever
Ariana
do
Grande?
that? Maybe. Today, guys, I would like to ruin a movie named Yesterday. Basically, a struggling songwriter gets hit by a bus. When he comes to, the world has changed. No recollection whatsoever of the Fab Four, the Beatles. But he somehow remembers all the Beatles songs. So he decides to make them his own. And he starts writing songs for everybody to hear. Then Ed Sheeran shows up at his house.
oh, hello.
Yeah. And Ed Sheeran sees his dad in his underwear. And his dad goes, you look like Ed Sheeran. And the guy goes, well, I am. He goes, yeah, okay, anyways. And he goes off. And Ed Sheeran ends up becoming like one of his friends. And he goes on tour with Ed Sheeran. And he becomes the greatest songwriter in the history of the world because he steals all the Beatles songs. Now, while he's on tour, he loses sight that his best friend is also a really, really perfect match for him. Mm-hmm. And she decides she's going to move on and start hooking up with somebody else. Aww. And later he realizes, I need her in my life. So in front of the entire world at an Ed Sheeran concert, he admits that he stole all of these songs from four people called the Beatles. He gets the girl at the end and ends up becoming a freaking teacher. He had billions of dollars and every chick in the world wanting him.
Well, how can people
and he
believe
settles
him?
for this chick with British bad teeth and a teaching job. She was kind of cute, though. But, oh yeah. And he meets John Lennon, who's still alive because he never became a huge phenomenon and nobody ever wanted to kill him like the crazy dude in New York City did.
So in that promo, those bare feet walking down.
Bare feet walking.
Yes. It was John Lennon.
Yeah, John
on the
Lennon.
beach.
He meets John Lennon. John Lennon's living in like an old lighthouse. Mm-hmm. And he's like, did you have a good life? He's like, I had a great life.
Oh.
And this guy's got the little circle glasses, looks just like John Lennon. And you're like, oh my God,
Who played him? His son?
Somebody. No, not Julian. I don't know, just some actor. But it's John Lennon he's like, what, in his late 70s, early 70s, something like that. Like if he would have never got shot, it's John Lennon. And the guy's like, oh my God. And it doesn't really get anything out of him other than the fact that this guy, without the Beatles, would have had an amazing life.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And then the best part about that movie, though, is all the Beatles music is in there. I mean, if you've ever been even a small Beatles fan, I was telling Kylie, who called in earlier, my son, all of a sudden I look on his iTunes playlist. He was 11 after we saw this movie. He's got all these Beatles tracks downloaded.
Transcends.
Yeah, really cool. So if you'd like to help us ruin a movie, you can call right now. I'll give you 60 seconds, but you got to get it quick. And maybe like Cats. Allie, what movie you want to ruin?
The Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out.
All
Oh
right.
my God, that is a crazy movie. Like, is it Peel or Key? Key or Peel is one of the writers on there.
Okay.
And it is an amazing movie.
Okay, ruin it for me real quick.
The girlfriend is in on it all.
Oh my
Okay.
God, I can't believe you just did
All
that.
right, thank you. I appreciate the call this morning. So
That's one that
I don't even know the movie.
you've never seen it.
Elena, have you?
Yes, I have it on DVD.
Wow.
I'll give it to you.
It is so amazing. So what the premise is that this girlfriend who's white takes her African-American boyfriend home, okay. To meet the family. He meets them. They're wealthy. They have wealthy friends. But all of their friends that are old, wealthy people have African-American boyfriends, okay. And they're looking at him with these eyes like...
They want to husband him up?
No, like they're telling him, like the boyfriends are like, the eyes are like, get out.
Get out. Oh.
So what happens is they take the minds of African-American men. Am I right, Elena?
No, they take the bodies.
The
because
bodies,
They're
yes.
basically saying that, like, they're more athletic. They have, better physique. They
Yeah.
can do better things because the grandfather lost a race, I think, back in the day.
Yes.
He lost an athletic event. to an African American, and so he's like,
He's
I
held the
could've
grudge
won.
this long that he wants to try and genetically engineer something.
And so the
So they
grandpa has
did.
actually been his brain was put into an African American's body.
Yeah.
So they're all put into these bodies.
Was he the groundskeeper? And he's always running everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally, I mean, they like paralyze him. And then he sees all this happening. And then it turns out the girlfriend is in on it. And she brings all the boys to
She's a
She
recruiter.
lures him in.
It is such an amazing movie with a crazy message that most people won't get.
What's the
But
message then?
It's just that I don't know. I didn't get it. I
Don't.
don't ever date anyone. That's what I thought. I mean, it was terrifying. Like, you can never trust anybody and just always go with your gut. Maybe that was another message, too. Like, if you feel like something's really
My gut
wrong,
says
get out of
chicken
there.
strips right now.
I know it does.
Was your? Oh, okay, all right. Kat, I know you're a big fan of Tiffany Hadish.
Yes and no.
Why no?
Sometimes she gets a little weird. Like when they busted her when she was recording for her Netflix comedy special, she was just like being really weird to people in the audience. Kind of a turn on.
Elena, you a Tiffany Hadish fan?
Yeah, I like her. She's funny.
I think sometimes she speaks the truth, and I think sometimes she says stuff that
People want to say?
sometimes, but I think sometimes she's very deep. I want you to listen to this because she says women single-handedly can solve the race issue.
People are asking, Tiffany, how can we solve this? What action moves can we do? What do you think we could do? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But I know when I have problems and I want them solved, I just stop having sex and everything's solved. So if everybody just stop having sex, especially if you're in an interracial relationship and your man is white, stop having sex with your white man. Things will change.
There might be some truth to
Listen, the phrase is stop having sex with grown white men and things will change. I can guarantee she's absolutely right about this. I can listen, not every woman
I've
is
been doing that for 2 years. And there's like,
what'd you get
still
out of it?
problems.
Is he happy?
No.
Right? See?
No, he's raging.
I'm telling you, I think she's onto something here. You got to hit him where it hurts.
What would you do? Would you would you fall in line?
If my wife said, you have to stop doing something, otherwise I stop doing things,
Yeah.
likely I'd fall in line right away.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, some guys will just go find it somewhere else. There's always a girl that's going to give it up.
That's a lot
Trust
of work.
me.
I get it. That's a lot of work, though. And looking the way I look, the odds of me finding someone else is really slim and none. But I think she might be onto
You'll have to
something
go
here.
the K1 visa route.
Okay. All right.
Weird news.
Drop me a jungle beat. I saw the photo and I died for this woman. She was driving through Eureka, Missouri. Once again, Elena, adding
Missouri.
to the real reason why nobody should go to Missouri. She slammed on her brakes because a snake worked its way out of her driver compartment.
Nope.
And she was hysterical. Pulled over. Cops couldn't do anything. They just shut the doors. And then they called the tow company. And the serpent made its way out of the car several hours later on its own.
They sat there waiting
thank
it
you.
out?
Yeah.
Several hours?
Yeah. Just sat there and watched it make its way out of the car. No way. I would just die. But I saw the photo. I'm just like,
How big of a snake was it?
what? It was long.
Well, and then the thing is, when you get further south, these things are deadly, man. They can, I mean, up here, you're going to get, are there any snakes that even bite this far north?
I am not going to try to find out, but you're like, going 65 down the interstate, and that's what happens. Are you kidding me?
I've always had the fear that, like, I'm not allergic to bees. My mother would swell up like that girl on the Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
When she'd get stung by a bee. I've always had the fear, and this is, I know it's irrational, it's very rarely ever going to happen, but a bee gets in my car and stings me in the eye while I'm driving.
No.
Yeah. For some reason,
God.
that's been stuck in my head for a long, long time. It's never happened.
The odds of you driving a moped and that happening are
No,
quite high.
No, not with the helmet and
Okay.
the shield. It's very low.
All right. Indonesia's largest airline, they have now allowed flight attendants to stop wearing coronavirus masks because the customers have been complaining they can't see their smiles. So the airline is looking to replace those masks with plastic shields.
Can't you make smile masks?
I don't know. So you really can?
A little bit. You can't tell.
Really? Because
Yeah.
that really bums me out when I'm walking through the grocery store. If I'm like, smile.
Because everyone's judging you anyways. They're not smiling. They're just trying to get the hell out of there without breathing.
That is true. And that is what's weird.
So much about this weekend. We're going to flip into summer. Father's Day is right around the corner, so I know there's going to be a lot of stuff this weekend that makes you supremely happy, so let's get to it. If you want to holler at us and share, we'd love to hear from you at 251-1047. As Elena's going to grab all those calls, why don't you start us off? Why does your Friday rock?
My punching bag came in yesterday. It's all set up for me to start working out next week. I'm going to go a little ham at the lake, eat a lot of chicken, drink some beer, and then next week, the focus is on.
Work it all off.
You got to do like a glow up TikTok. You know how they glow up? You do a before and after.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. I want to see you drinking raw eggs every morning in here like Rocky and then getting after it. Thanks to our friends at C&D Granite. Let's find out where Cat's Friday rocks.
Well, I'm going to go pick up a friend at the airport today. We're going to have dinner at the carnival set up across the road. Liam's like, you went without me? And I'm like, all right, I'll have to go again.
Your kid is food shaming you.
Oh, my God. He is so excited. And then I'm going to have all the best dads in my life in one place. And that's going to be exciting. We're going to do a little brunch on Sunday and just say thanks for being a daddy. That's my Friday.
You gotta quit saying that. It's so just gross when you go daddy. Because I hear how you say it to Amos.
I didn't say big daddy.
I know, it's just gross though. For me, for my Friday rocks, super excited. My wife and I are looking at a cabin today. Maybe a couple of them. For
Elena, you want to make that kind of money in radio?
Listen, I've been embezzling from this company for almost 15 years to be able to get to cabin money. So that's on the way this weekend. Very excited. We got baseball practice tomorrow morning, so I'm jacked about that. Then gonna have lunch and maybe even dinner with my wife's parents. And then Father's Day should be kind of fun too. My son's got a baseball game, so just kind of being around family all weekend long. That's what's good for me, and that's why my Friday rocks. With C&D Granite, we welcome Tisha to the show because we love her so much.
Hey, Tisha.
Tisha, why does Friday rock?
My Friday rocks because I saw my granddaughter, and today we're going to have lunch. We're going to Juneteenth, hey, baby. Okay. And listen to this. Me and my mom, I'm not going to say that we don't get along well, but we kicked it yesterday. Listen to old school. You ever heard car wash?
Yeah. Rolls Royce.
Yeah, well, we was jamming to it, and I woke up with a bottle of Moscato on the side of my bed.
You are living everyone's dream, Tisha.
But let me tell you, if you walk 2 miles in my shoes, you wouldn't make it.
Oh.
I just try to stay optimistic.
That a girl. We appreciate you all the time.
And I don't even know how to spell it.
You're the best. Thanks, Tisha. Dad probably gave you some amazing advice throughout his life.
Stuff that his father gave to him, and maybe it transcends the test of time. Maybe it just does not pertain to whatever you're going through.
For my father, who was a military guy, and it owes a lot of his life and accomplishments to the military, being in the special forces, he sat me down early, and the piece of advice he gave me from his heart was, "There's no place for you in the military."
Yeah.
And he looked at me.
That was the best advice.
He goes, "Square peg, round hole.
Yeah.
Don't do it." And I went, "All right, off to college for 9 years." Elena, how about the best advice your old man ever gave you?
I would say work hard and good things will come to you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wait it out. Kat, best advice?
Well, I think both my parents said don't quit a job without having a job. That is very important.
Kat believes in that in relationships too.
I do. I carry that over. For real.
Penny, how about bad advice your old man ever gave you?
Oh, yeah. So, like, my dad is a mechanic, and when I got my first car and I was 18, I didn't know really anything about it. He showed me how to check my oil and where to put the washer fluid in. But he also told me, if you have a leak, just you can tell what it is. If it's brown, it's oil. If it's whatever, pink, it's antifreeze, and whatever. Just let me know what that is. And, and always, when you get your oil change, make sure they check your muffler belt. I asked them, can you make sure my muffler belt's good? And they just looked at me. They didn't say anything. He got me.
Your blinker fluid, too? Can you change my blinker fluid while you're in there, please?
What a great dad joke.
Right. I fell for it.
Whatever.
My father-in-law, every time I'd get a different car when I was dating Trisha, or even when we were, engaged or married or whatever, if I got a different car, his go-to was, "Well, what about the loose nut behind the wheel?" And I was like, all right, you can only hear that one so many times. So good one on your old man. Thanks for checking in. I hope you have a good morning, all right?
Podcast Download the podcast.
The Playhouse podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryant Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend. Immediately.
And hey, we have more podcast episodes available, so go check them out right now. Do it. Come on, do it. Seriously, do it.